In San Francisco, the celebrating has been going on throughout the day and well into the night. Gary Kauf is out there live. Gary, what's it like?
Well, George, you know, it's a drizzly cold night out here, but here on Geary Street in San Francisco, Geary Boulevard in the Richmond District, 49er aficionados are still spilling out onto the sidewalk, or maybe I should say stumbling out. Now, actually, the crowd is fairly well behaved. All things considered, giddy is probably a good description. Some people are even a little hoarse from all the screaming they did during and especially at the end of today's big game. In San Francisco tonight, there was plenty of reason to celebrate. The 49ers, a team many people had given up for dead just a couple of months ago, are in the Super Bowl for the third time in 8 years. Not bad. Here's a sampling of local fan reaction, beginning with your basic fan.
I'm here for Joe Montana and the rest of the team. Roger Craig, and we're number one. We're number one, yeah!
Now, here's your low-key fan.
It's an excellent game. Niners did a great job. They're going to go all the way. They're going to beat the Bengals. Bengals aren't worth anything.
Next, the pacifist fan.
It was wonderful. San Francisco out-finessed them. They tried to use brutal force, and it didn't work.
How about your Valley Girl fan?
The Bears, they tried on their defense, but they, totally blew it.
And finally, your non-fan.
What do you think of the game?
I didn't really pay much attention to it, actually.
You're just here for...
I'm just here for fun. Fun and men.
And there certainly are plenty of them. Now, it's 10 o'clock at night here, but people are still streaming in right now. One fellow told me he's going to celebrate until next Tuesday. About 10 seconds later, he told me that he had to go to work tomorrow morning, so I don't know what he has in mind. I guess he'll find out tomorrow. Leslie and George, that's the latest we have from here. Back to you.
Gary, I know you've got on your 49er red tie, but you've also got on your Chicago Bear blue blazer. Now, is it dangerous?
Covering all bets.
I was born and raised in this city, and I would only be a 49er fan. Couldn't be anything else.
Diplomatic. Thank you, Gary.
Gary Kauf, live and well in San Francisco. Back at Chicago's Soldier Field, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice were brilliant, the defense virtually impregnable, the offensive line in total command, and the weather simply awful. Mark Ibanez is standing by live in Chicago to give us the details on the 49ers' 28-3 win over the Bears. Mark?
I'm warm again, but in a word this afternoon, brutal, absolutely brutal. The 49ers wind up winning, if you can believe it, their first ever playoff game on the road under Bill Walsh, and they certainly did it in fine style. But I'll tell you, aside from the game, the weather was the big story. I don't think television cameras really could give you a clear picture of just how bad it was. And the temperatures never higher than 16 degrees all day long in Chicago, and with the wind chill factor 30 below. Not many fans around at the end of this NFC Championship game. 49er fans, of course, thinking about the warmer climes of Miami. Bear fans wanting to just get the heck out and back to the heat of their homes. It was the coldest game the 49ers have ever played in their history. Certainly, though, one of their best ever as far as on-the-field performance. Now, of course, what 49er fans were really fearing was that the high winds would prevent them from passing. No big plays. Think again. And thanks to the great catch and some poor tackling and pure speed by Jerry Rice, the 49ers were able to put together big plays in this one, as Joe Montana will wind up getting a big play early on to Jerry Rice. That got things started. Let's take a look at some of those highlights if we can. The 49ers were in the lead in the first quarter, and a lot of people said it would be a matter of who scored first that would win this game. As I said, Jerry Rice, the big play, made a great catch, and the Bears not really coming through with some fantastic tackling there. And the 49ers up 7-0. And before halftime, the same combo. Joe detects the Bear blitz coming, and off his back foot, he still gets it to Rice. 14-0. 49ers playing it evenly. 2 touchdowns in each half, as it is John Frank taking hold of Joe's third pass. And the cherry on top, Tom Rathman, who absolutely exemplifies cold weather football at his best. He was terrific, going in, standing up. The final score, 28-3, no contest. And what we're going to have, really, is a rematch of the 49ers' first Super Bowl victory ever. It came against Cincinnati, and, of course, you heard that the Bengals won earlier against the Bills. So Bill Walsh, of course, would like nothing better than to beat the team that he started his coaching career with. Of course, the Cincinnati Bengals, and he'll get his second chance to do that and go after his third ever Super Bowl title. Of course, we'll have all the highlights, post-game interviews, and the entire wrap-up of today's game in Chicago with Ron Barr in Sports Wrap. But back to you right now, Leslie and George.
All right, thank you, Mark. Come on back. It's a toasty 40 degrees back here.